You really should avoid appearing in people's bathroom mirrors. It's quite disturbing. You never know what I could have been doing. If you were just a few minutes earlier, I would have been getting dressed. Man, rude. Well, anyways, today is Valentine's Day. The day of love and ooey gooey feelings. Blech. I know. But it's a little bit different for me today because I got a hot date. I'm usually the type that likes to love 'em and eat 'em, but this one, I think I'll keep her around for a while. And no, not like Dell's bones. I mean, I'll actually keep her around, not just her corpse. She's really something special. Well, while I get ready, I have a story that you may enjoy. Here, have a listen.
Hi, Reddit No Sleep. I haven't been able to sleep for a while. Sometimes I stay up late. I love my wife so much. So much. But sometimes I stay up late. My wife goes to bed and I stay up, Redditing or playing video games or watching TV. I'd fallen asleep on the couch, as I often do, and I awoke to my wife standing over me, crying, shaking me awake. I asked her what was wrong, but for a while, she didn't speak. She just hugged me and sobbed. I stroked her hair and comforted her. I wondered if she might have had a dream that I died or something. Or if maybe she'd received a text with some tragic news. Finally, when she calmed down a little, she said,
"Let's just sit together for a while."
"Do you want to tell me what happened?" I asked. She seemed to think about it and decided against it.
"No, I just want to spend some time with you for a little while."
"I'm tired," I said, stretching. "Let's get into bed."
"No!"
She almost seemed to shout.
"No, I don't want to go to the bedroom right now."
I was concerned, but my wife could be a tad eccentric, sometimes even charmingly childlike. Maybe going back in there would remind her of a nightmare she had. We wound up sitting on the couch chatting about anything and everything under the sun, except for what had upset her. We played Portal, she made coffee, and we snacked on some leftovers. We laughed, we reminisced about the early days of our relationship. Before we knew it, it was 7 a.m. "I'm too tired, sweetheart, and I'm sure you are too. Let's get some rest so we don't waste our entire Saturday."
"No, we can't, please."
she cried. "Why?" I asked. "What's the matter?"
"We just can't go in there, please. If we go in there, it'll be over."
she said, her eyes welling up with tears. "What? What's in the bedroom?" I was really confused. Had she accidentally broken some heirloom? And she was afraid I'd be upset with her? There was a long silence as she fought back sobs. Then, finally,
"My body's in there. I'm dead, Prakash. I saw my dead body lying on the bed. Once you see it, it'll all be over."
this was a bit much. Obviously, she had some nightmare that she'd believed was real. Oh, sweetheart, no. No, it was just a bad dream. Everything is okay. I hugged her as she sobbed. Look, you're just sleep deprived. You'll feel better when you wake up, I promise. She nodded somberly, then walked silently with me to the bedroom. I gestured to the empty bed, completely devoid of bodies. See there? It was a dream. Lay here with me. I plopped onto the bed playfully, and then propped myself up on my elbow to chat until we slept. She laid down next to me and closed her eyes. So, what had you dreamt? I asked. She didn't answer. Diane? I asked. Did you really fall asleep that quickly? I laughed. I shook her, and she was stiff. I noticed her lips were a little blue around the edges. Next, I noticed she wasn't breathing. Of course I panicked. Of course I called 911. She was only 27 years old. An aneurysm in her sleep. The coroner said she'd been dead for 5 or 6 hours before I found her body. I miss her so much. I hope my promise is kept. Wherever she is now, wherever she woke up, I hope she feels better.
Well, that story was a real tearjerker. It is true, there's very few things more powerful than love. It can even sometimes be so powerful that it can transcend death for a while. To love and be loved. Speaking of which, my date should be here any moment. I am so excited. I can hardly contain myself. Just wait till you meet her. She's a real angel. No, not that type of angel. A mortal that's beautiful like an angel. I wouldn't date one of those a-holes. Little goody two-shoes with wings. So, where is she? She was supposed to be here already. You have everything ready, right now? Okay, I'm trusting you, buddy. Where are you? I know, I'll Snapchat. I'm a bunny. That's so cute. Where is she? she never showed. I just don't get it. I told her right here to be here at 11. She replied back, "You're one sick puck." Sick means cool, right? That's what y'all are saying nowadays, right? Mortals, I'll never understand you. Well, I guess that's it for the holiday special. I do hope that you have a very happy Valentine's Day, and that whoever your date may be shows up. Well, I guess it's just you and me tonight, Dale. Ta-ta for now. Wait. No, never mind. Not ta-ta yet. I forgot to tell you. I have a very special segment attached to the end of this video. Not that long ago, me and some very talented narrators did a live stream to celebrate my 100 subscribers. We had the very talented and wonderful Ghost Mummy from Nighttime TV Ghost Mummy, the terrifyingly sweet Raggedy Anzy, the Fear Crawler himself, and the amazing Swamp Dweller. I do hope that you stick around and watch the live stream. We had a lot of fun that night. And after you get done watching, you really should go and check out their channels. Subscribe, and don't forget to click on their bells. They love to hear them ring. Well, I guess that's it. I'll see you later. Hello, games, movies, entertainment. Welcome. Thank you for the sub.
Retweeted.
Definite man of the hour over here.
Actually, let me just do this.
Okay,
So,
so
just, trying to tweak.
Fear Crawler,
That's me.
how exactly did you become the Fear Crawler?
That's a long story. And I'm not going to tell.
Fair.
I like to think of it like this. At some point, my face fell off. I'm still looking for it. So I don't know. Keep an eye out for it. It's like I had blue eyes at one point, and I was fairly handsome.
You lied to me. You said there was a face under there.
No, I said this was a protective shell that covers the face, which is behind that has a mask. You see.
Well, if I see any spare faces laying around, I'll make sure to let you know.
Thanks.
Worst comes to worst, I can always chop one off and just sew it onto you like me.
Could you?
Uh-huh.
Thanks.
I got you covered.
Hello, Mark. Welcome.
Margbot is here.
Yes, the Margbot is here.
There's an android in the chat.
I want to make sure I get all the names right. Sophia Crawler,
That's
Anzy
me.
Raggedy. Where's the other person? The other person?
We got Swamp Dweller and Margbot.
Swamp Dweller.
Mhm.
Okay.
Sorry, I totally just butchered your name.
Hello, Benny Draws. Why, hello.
Hello? Oh, you talking to me? No, he's talking to me.
I'm talking to our audience in the chat.
Ah, yes.
So, let me introduce everybody that's here. I am Quipster Puck. We have the lovely Ghost Mummy,
Hi.
Raggedy Anzy,
Nice to meet
the
you.
one that only Crawler, and the Swamp Dweller himself.
The legend.
Do any of you have any questions for any of us? And which person are you talking to, gang? Because I don't wear a mask. This is me. Produce lovely looks like this. Thank you, Lizzie.
Somebody wants to know why you're so ashy.
Well, you kind of get that way when you spent a few hundred years in burning fire, and it happens. What can you do?
Use
Oberon
lotion.
banished me for a few centuries and had me burning. Good
I mean,
times, good times.
Is that a real reason for you to like not keep up with your skin's hygiene though? I mean, I'm sure there's some lotion lying around.
True, but for some reason, every time I go to the store, people just stare at me. I don't get it.
I wonder why.
I don't know. I mean, well, seriously, who could resist these horns and these lovely big ears?
That's very true.
You're just one of a kind.
He's beautiful in my eyes.
Yes, Reaper, Puck Line. Welcome. Welcome, immortal.
Okay, I have a question for you, Quipster.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, what's that? Who's that chap that you keep slicing and dicing in your videos? Is it Dean or Dale?
You mean Dell?
Yeah, Dale.
Yes, yeah, my good friend, Dell.
Yeah. So, do you think you'll at any point release him? And I noticed that you had finger stew the other day. Was that him?
Well, he's already been released. He's, kind of just, all bones now. But
What I actually
it was
meant,
a
would
good
you
place
be
to put him. I
giving
had
him a
on-
burial?
Yes?
You will be burying him at some point, yeah?
I'll think about it. I've actually been considering doing some redecorating, and I think he would make a lovely lamp. Don't you?
Yeah, but I'd say just bury the guy. Be done. He served you well. Many meals were had.
Yeah, but it's such a waste.
Okay, we'll see. Can't wait for your next. I can't wait for your next video.
What do you mean, Margbot? I am not a character. This is me. I am Puck.
Oh, creepy blonde girl has decided to join.
Hello, creepy blonde girl. Hello, Sam the Great. Welcome. So, Ghost Mummy. How exactly did you become a Ghost Mummy? And what is a Ghost Mummy?
Ah, well, it's a long story. It happened thousands of years ago. I was married to a pharaoh called Ramses II. I think it was him. Could have been the third. Anyway, I came to a sticky end, and now I'm a ghost mummy.
Okay. Was there any sort of magic involved in that, or? Because most people don't just turn into a ghost mummy, you know.
Well, due to the times, I was mummified, and I guess I retained the mummification as a ghost.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Ghost
so.
Mummy, it looks like Margbot has a question for you.
Oh,
She
okay.
would like to know where you get your accent from.
Oh, it's United Kingdom, England, Britain. London, to be precise. I live in London, United Kingdom.
Okay, so there's now a mummy chilling in the UK. Sounds fun. You like it there?
Yeah, it's okay. It's good. It's good. I like it.
Okay.
It's a change from
What's
Egypt.
your favorite type of stories to narrate?
A big pardon? A bigger pardon?
What is each of your favorite types of stories to narrate?
Oh, Raggedy Anzy?
Oh, goodness.
Something else?
I'll tell you what. I think my favorite kind of stories to narrate always have a twist ending at them. I haven't gotten through a whole lot of them, but Doors was the one that always stuck out to me as a classic because that ending just completely, it took me by surprise. It still takes me by surprise. And I was really, really happy when I got the opportunity to narrate it. What about the rest of you guys?
Gosh, there's so many I enjoyed narrating. I think the game show from hell was a pretty deep one. I quite liked that. And 25-hour diner, which was a recent one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I quite enjoyed those two.
How about you, Swamp Dweller? What's your favorite type of story to narrate?
Anything involving a swamp. Only swamp stories. I won't cover anything unless the biome is in a swamp.
So, if somebody were to tell a story about a certain plucky fellow that visited a swamp, would you narrate that?
100%. 100%.
Why, thank you.
Puck. Send me anything, Puck, and I'll read it.
And Fear Crawler?
Lately, I've been writing a lot of my own stuff, so every single story I write has some sort of a twist ending. So that's pretty much my favorite thing right now because it gives me a chance to write stuff and then read it. And then let the hate comments come.
I'm always those hate comments.
That's because you send bots to my channel.
Yeah, every time. Every day I send them to them to tell them how much.
You've got to stop signing them Love Swampy.
Yeah, that's my mistake. You know, I try to be discreet, but I also want to be sweet, you know?
I know.
But at the same time, it's kind of, you know, it's a double-edged sword being a troll.
It's like when a boy pulls on the pigtail of a girl. It just means that they like you.
Yeah, yeah. My harassment means I like you.
You like me? Is it my eyes?
100%.
I'm blushing.
So is it a Markbot's bots that you're sending over to him, or where are you getting them from?
You know, eBay. Sometimes I run around like the Pakistani servers. You know, you find weird stuff over there.
Okay.
You know, let's go on some interesting, you know, different country sites. You know, you ever go to like Amazon.co? Like, you see some weird shit in there, man.
I've been to the
you know,
Japanese
you can buy bags of milk.
before. Got myself a Funko Classic, or a Famco Classic.
I'm only there for bags of milk.
Bags of milk. Why did that ever become a thing?
So, how about horror movies? After being banished for so long, I kind of need to catch up on modern day horror. What do y'all suggest?
Any social justice warrior video on YouTube.
Scary. I gotta chill just now.
Absolutely skin crawling.
Go watch Tanamongu videos. There you go. You'll be wishing to be banished again, Puck. This realm has gone to shit since you left. We need you. Since you and, you know, Filthy Frank left us, man. We're having troubles holding it down. We need you to save us. Like Lil Nicky, you know?
Yeah, I figured I should go to y'all since the last person that I asked told me to go watch something called Teletubbies. Yeah, that was frightening, but not quite what I was looking for.
You mean it wasn't the acid trip you always wanted?
Acid
If
doesn't
I-
affect me like it does those more.
If I was to suggest a movie, I would say it's not actually a new one. Mama was quite good. I found that creepy. Have you watched it? Quipster?
No, I have not. But it does make sense that the ghost mummy would suggest
Would like a
Mama.
movie girl, yeah, very funny. But it was quite good. It was actually quite good.
Movie.
That's cool.
That's some
Does the
parts of
audience
Paris
have
that's like
any
a
questions
clusterfuck.
that they'd like to ask any of us?
Ask these fine
It
gentlemen
can be
and women
any.
questions. Ask them about their lives, their children, their demons, their legions, Don't be shy, guys.
We're forced to
Oh,
answer
Lord.
honestly. It's the curse that's placed on all of us right now.
Don't let Sam on the stream. He's going to open Coke Zeros over and over and over again. Don't let him do
It's
it.
the worst form of torture.
It's
Confirmed
terrible.
used by the Nazis in World War II.
When am I dropping the next fire video? What? The what now?
I didn't know you lit videos on fire, Fear.
Most of them will melt your computer if you play them.
I mean, have you heard his mixtape
yeah.
though? Like, I had to buy a whole new computer.
Well, I know that beside the burning fire tends to have quite a bit of fire on his channel. I didn't know that you did that as often. I'm gonna have to check out some even more than I have been.
Sweet.
Being a puck, I get kind of busy at times, and don't get as much time as I'd like to watch other narrators, but I definitely try. And all of y'all are some of my favorites.
Well, you already know that you're one of mine, especially since we spent the last 500 years just getting by.
True.
I'm going to say I've been binge watching and binge commenting and hitting that little bell icon over and over again. I don't know that makes a difference, but I enjoy it.
I just watch in real time outside of Puck's window as he records.
It goes on, it goes off, it goes on, it goes off, it goes on, it goes off, it goes on, it goes off.
There you go.
So that's been you outside my window? I've been wondering.
I'm sorry.
Well, you're leaving stains in the grass, boy.
I'm sorry.
Well, Creepy Blonde Girl asked about the skits. I just figured that I should film myself being me before the narration. Let the audience get to know me a bit. They're not really planned out skits, per se. I just kind of film them and go with what comes natural.
Quip, I think 97 has a question for you.
All right. Let's see. Can you read me the question? I'm not seeing it here.
Mm-hmm. It's how do you keep your horn so pointy?
Well, it does take a lot of polish, and I got myself a nice little knife sharpener from a local convenience store. It really seems to do the trick. Some karaoke? You do not want to hear me sing.
Who wants to hear Quip sing?
Oh God, no, I can't sing.
It'd be like High School Musical, man. Beautiful, just a level of masterpiece.
Oh, let's not bring that up.
I'm bringing
Somebody,
back some PTSD.
Marchbots, or is it Markbots, asked, how will you save yourselves during the robots takeover? I didn't know there was going to... Are we heading towards one?
Push her in my pool. Like, just push her in the pool. It's all over.
I saw this thing at the store. It's a super soaker. I think that would work nice.
Well, all I know is that I'm probably screwed because then there won't be anyone with skin to have me peel them open and take their parts. Might be a little troublesome.
I'm just gonna lay down and die. I don't do anything with robots. I can't. I don't know why. There's this board in Fallout 3 where you go into a robot factory, and I just couldn't play it. They were everywhere, and they wouldn't die.
Ooh, sounds like someone wants to hear you sing, Fear.
No. Is it Happy Shadows?
No, we got Sam the Great.
Oh, jeez. Oh, man.
Goldfish is suggesting that you sing Row, Row Your Boat.
No. Sam, go open a Coke Zero somewhere.
You know, that also could be effective against the robots. Open a Coke Zero and pour over them.
That and Code Red Mountain Dew.
But don't you have to go to a robot and put money into it to get the Coke Zero?
Not necessarily.
But what if it's the only place that has one? What will you do then?
Well, who says I'd be putting money in it?
Touche.
All right, now Happy Shadows wants you to sing.
Oh my lord.
I
No
don't think
Happy.
he's going to stop.
No Happy. I'm not going to.
Everybody put the number 1 if you want to hear Fear Crawler sing.
Put the number 2 if you want Happy Shadows to go somewhere with Sam the Great and open a Coke Zero. Actually, put the number 2 if you want Happy Shadows to upgrade his cell phone from Boost Mobile to something legit.
Looks like you're screwed, Fear.
So not doing it.
Come on.
Quipster?
Fear.
Can you
You asked to
sing us
take
a
a
song?
vote. You got to do it.
No.
Okay. I'll tell you
not doing it.
If the audience approves, I'll take your place.
Cool.
So
I
not
approve.
singing in the mask. I mean, my face.
You do? Press the number 5. No, not We Are the Champion.
Fear.
Nice try, Fear.
Okay, yeah, all the 5s are coming up. You're going to have to sing.
Alrighty. Let's see. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 merrily. Book is but a dream.
That was quite good. That was okay.
I'm clapping.
Thank you.
Yes.
Well done.
Yes. Yes.
So singing out of the way.
So, besides the odd requests of singing and the sort, do you have any other questions for us? This is not heaven, I promise you that, Squirrel.
Okay, let me ask you a quick question while others get their questions ready. Puck,
Yes.
Quipster, you ready? Okay. So what's your origins? Where did you come from? Do you have a demon mommy? Or did you just appear from nowhere? Just a bundle of evil?
Well, that I can't really reveal exactly. If I did, well, you'd no longer be in existence.
But I'm a ghost, so there's not much you could do to me. Okay, tell me, how long have you been around?
Let's see. I started making mischief around the 16th century.
It's a long time ago.
I know. I look young for my age.
Yeah, you look good.
You know, there is no better way of looking young than body swapping. I'll tell you that.
Oh, is that what you do? So that's not your original form?
No.
Ah. That's interesting. So could you tell us what your form was before?
I was... Man, it's kind of hard to remember, actually. I mean, I used to be able to shapeshift all the time, but I kind of had that taken away from me when I was banished. Now
Why were
I
you,
have to use potions for most of my abilities.
why were you
But,
banished? What did
yeah.
you do?
What was that?
Why were you banished?
That's a long story.
Another long story.
Basically, that irritating fellow Loki tricked me. He got me to go into Oberon's wife's dressing room.
Mm-hmm.
And well, one thing led to another. I ended up shape-shifting into a fly on the wall to hide, and Oberon caught me.
Wow.
Oh dear. Not your typical Saturday night.
I wasn't trying to peep. He tricked me in there.
It's
But
not fair.
I will get even with Loki.
I hope you do. So, any more questions, folks? Anybody got any questions?
Can you recite something from A Midsummer Night's Dream? It's my favorite.
I was not actually part of that.
That makes me sad.
Yeah, Shakespeare kind of ripped me off with that one.
So you're not really that pink?
No. Sorry.
But what about that epic speech you gave? Are you telling me he made that up?
Yes, sadly.
Oh.
I'm not quite as elegant with words, but I get the job done.
Swamp Dweller's over there. Isn't he supposed to be over here?
He said his internet died.
Ah,
He wrote it in the chat,
yeah.
and now I'm sad.
Oh, that's a shame.
I'm sorry,
But
Swamp
we're here,
Dweller.
so I'm happy.
Yeah.
Look at this smile. Look at my excitement. Now everybody match my excitement.
Kind of hard to match that kind of enthusiasm here.
Try.
He misses his face.
I do.
Sam the Great would like to know if Deer will become a toaster.
I don't see that happening in the near future, but then again, we are coming into a new week, you know what I mean? Anything's possible. I will never say never.
Okay. Maybe Margbot will make you into one.
Keep her away from me. Markbot, keep your distance. That was not an invite. I know what you're planning. And it's not cool.
And Squirrel would like to know where here's here Crawler's flesh went.
My face? I told you, I'm still looking for it. It's around somewhere, I think. I'd like to tell you I saw where I last left it, but, well, I mean, if you look me in the eyes, you'll realize there's a problem there, too.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I could see that.
Mm-hmm.
Good, because I couldn't.
It seems like you and I have opposite problems here.
I know.
Casual Misfits, Casual Gamers wants to know, apart from mortal vessels, what do you guys enjoy for a meal?
Anything with meat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meat is
For me, I am so far beyond eating things. All I have to do is chop a person up and sew their skin onto mine, and we're good to go.
Yes, but what kind of meat? I think that's what he wants to know. We know you ate Dale, so we know that human flesh is not beyond your remit, Quipster. So, is there anything else? Salad? Desserts?
well, I know a lot of people say that people taste like chicken. It's actually more like ham. So I do enjoy a good ham from time to time.
Hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, ham's good.
Sam says he has a question, but I know what it's going to be. Don't let him ask it. It's going to have something to do with an avocado man-wife thing. He does it every live stream, and it needs to stop. Sam, I implore you, let it go. Let it go. He's gonna write. He's gonna write it anyway. He's gonna write it anyway.
So Squirrelfish is asking, Skin Peeler Lady, did you steal Fear Crawler's face? No, I didn't. I would never steal from a friend. Don't tell him, okay? Please don't tell him.
I'm just gonna say I detect sincerity.
Whoa.
Any more questions, folks?
Am I lying? No. Raggedy Anzy would never lie to an audience, especially when the person that's in question is in the same chat as me.
I was about to say, because you did lie to me that one time.
Shh, we don't talk about that.
I know. I'm not telling them. You still owe me, though.
Do you of the avocado man?
I told you he was gonna say it. Let it go. Just let it go.
So what is this about an avocado, Fear?
I don't know. It's been this thing he keeps putting on my Twitter and on every live stream we have ever done. It just never ends. Now, if he was in the video chat right now, he'd be cracking open a can of Coke Zero. It would sound like it was an inch from the microphone, and he'd actually be across the room somehow. We don't know how this happens or why it happens, but he has the most sensitive microphone in the world. I understand that only dogs can hear it, or something along those lines. It's that sensitive. But don't let him ask the avocado man question. Please.
That sounds like a very, very terrible creepypasta name.
If you have
The
any
avocado man.
decency, if you have any decency left in whatever you refer to as a soul, please don't let him ask. In fact, block him right now. Block him from the chat. Delete, unsub, block, unfriend, dislike, downvote, whatever it takes. Don't let him go on about that avocado man thing.
So I'm sensing some strong feelings from you, Fear.
It happened in my childhood. There was a incident involving an avocado, and I never got over it. So I don't want to talk about it. That's between me and my therapist, you know, that doctor-patient confidentiality kind of thing.
So, if I were to put an avocado near you, would you jump like a cat with a cucumber?
I may become catatonic.
So fear is experiencing fear right now. Eh?
And a little bit of crawling.
Well, don't go crawling away.
I'll stay right here. But just no more avocado talk. I think I wet myself. Oh boy.
Does anybody have any questions not dealing with an avocado or any other produce? Use Chrome. Yes. Happy Shadows. Reaper's Horrors is the one that created my avatar for me. Thank you very much, Reapers.
Do you like puns?
Oh no, he's gonna start. Happy no. Happy no. Down. Down happy. Happy no.
So
Stay.
come on, boy. Come
Happy
on.
sit. Sit.
Come on, speak.
Feel. Happy no. Outside with that.
So you're a very punny fellow, I guess?
Ooh, Quipster. Looks like you got a question here.
I see that. I've always been a bit of a loner, but I have been known to be the ladies' man from time to time. What do I look for? Well, she's got to be tasty, first off. I mean, what else?
Tasty as in eating her? Cooking her?
Well,
They did say, what are you looking for in a significant other?
True. Nutritional value.
Make
Is that
sure
it?
there's plenty of protein, you know. What else? I tend to like blue eyes. And brown. Brown is always nice too. Brown eyes.
Personality-wise?
What was
They need
that?
to have a personality?
Personality? Well, she's got to be up for pretty much anything. But I mean, if anyone's interested in me, of course they're going to be a bit wild.
Yeah. Okay, Casual had a question. I've lost it, but he said something about who would be the most dangerous out of all of us if somebody bumped into us on a dark night, I suppose. I can't find his question. Can anybody else see it? Yeah, who would be the most dangerous of you to encounter in a dark alleyway?
Well, me, I tend to not harm too much. Unless provoked. I mean, Dell deserved it. He cut me off in the parking lot. But as long as you're good to me, I'm good to you.
Poor Dale. I really feel sorry for Dale. I don't think he deserved it, you know.
He should learn how to drive.
Okay. I don't think I'm dangerous. No, I think I'm quite...
alley. Does that count?
No. Would you be dangerous?
To myself.
Okay.
Those alleys are dark and they're full of beer bottles. You can slip on those things.
Oh, that's funny. Happy Shadows. I like that joke.
Oh no, Happy Shadows.
Quite clever,
Actually-
actually.
It's all good though because Happy Shadows and I were like this, or maybe it was like this. No, I think I think maybe like that. I don't know what I don't know. He's Happy. Go upgrade your phone plan, please.
Your Crawler is going to help you upgrade your phone.
Get you a nice track phone so that way you get with 2007. You know, you gotta get rid of
What's-
that old Nokia bar phone you're using.
What is the Australia Day story? What is that? Sam the Great 2 is asking. I don't know what the Australia Day story is. What is that?
Oh, he tweeted me something earlier today. It was a story he was working on.
Ah. Okay, I thought it was a news report. Something happened in Australia.
Casual Misfit, what do you mean by keeping a low profile? I'm showing my face and everything.
I think Casual has got shy.
Oh,
Tell us,
Sam,
Casual, what do you mean by that? He's keeping a low profile.
quick message to Sam. Sam, I'll read your story later. I didn't get the rest of it yet. At least I should say I didn't look at the rest of it yet, but I was enjoying what you wrote.
Oh, well, I mean, I'm a prankster by heart. I mean, I don't just go needlessly on a murdering spree, you know. Unless they do something to me. But normally it's just harmless tricks, you know. Give a man a head of a donkey. What else? What was one of my favorite ones? There was this one fellow that, you know, he was a bodybuilder type guy. He was always working out. Well, he never skipped leg day and always bragged about it. So I gave him chicken legs.
Putting the head of a donkey on a person. I don't know that Bottom deserved that.
From Markbot, actually, I do my animation. I do all my artwork and the that whole thing with the opening that I now do.
That's good. I'm
What
glad
is
that you
leg day? Don't skip
Yes.
leg day?
Yes, Sam the Great says that he does not skip leg day.
I don't
That's
either. I
good.
do my legs.
Just don't be overly critical of others when they don't feel like working out on leg day. That was his mistake.
How did what taste?
Ender's Vault. Who are you talking to? It must be, Beer? This is my face. And I don't think that it looks like shit. Although here, yours doesn't look like shit either, my friend.
Well, thank you very much.
I have not been to Disneyland yet. I am thinking about going and visiting sometime in the near future, though.
You'd like it, Pat.
Possibly.
You'd like it. It's the origin of evil. You never want to leave.
I heard that they have a pretty cool haunted mansion. I haven't hung out with a bunch of ghoulish friends in real life in quite a while. I mean, I've enjoyed hanging out with y'all today, but sometimes you gotta have a little ghoul on ghoul time, you know?
Aw, thank you, Markbot. I think you're really talented too. Up, looks like Fair Crawler teleported.
Did I?
I didn't know you were magic.
Casual says we should play a one-word game. Oh, I prefer
What's
a
that?
sentence. One-word game. I think somebody says a word, another person says a word, and gradually makes up a story. I prefer a sentence, though. One word is long.
My friend Elise is here. Hello.
Thank you, Markbot.
Go around and say.
Oh boy, I think they want us to tell a story.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like.
Mm.
Hmm.
Until you form a story. I think I
How
better
beside
quick
the
pasta like
dying
that.
fire.
One word.
Who wants to hear the spookiest story ever told?
Go for
This
it.
guy.
What, me in the shower?
Yeah, when will that ever happen, Quip?
Oh, you know me. I got this thing about water.
Is that the beginning of the story? I was
Oh
waiting
dear,
for the
that was
next
the
part.
beginning of the story.
Is that the beginning of the story? You got this thing about water?
It wasn't, but I guess it can be.
Continue. Proceed.
I think it's somebody else's turn to take over from there.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Wait, should we go from like left to right, or because then that would be I think that would be you. Wait, no, that would be me. I'm sorry, I'm a silly goose. You have this thing about water.
Right.
Okay.
Go in the order: me, Raggedy Anzy, Ghost Mummy, and then Fear. Does that sound good to y'all?
Yeah.
Sounds
that's right.
perfect.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
The thing is, it never gets me wet.
And that could possibly be because there's something magical about me.
Or maybe I only think that's true.
Either way, I can avoid the water.
My friends tried to take me to the pool once, and it didn't go so well.
I told them there was no point, as I actually couldn't get wet.
I had no intention of stepping inside that pool. They weren't going to make me either.
At least that's what I thought. Until John pushed me in.
And the second that I hit the water, it all turned to sand.
Make it hard. Which was fortuitous, because then everybody could make sandcastles. It was kind of like being at the beach.
What started out as chaos suddenly turned into me being the life of the party.
Until they realized that, Timmy had been swimming under the water.
I saw that the sand was moving in some weird way, indicating that there was something struggling underneath the surface.
Then I realized, oh my God, my nemesis. My nemesis has appeared.
Yeah, sure. He was small. He was tiny. But you don't know him the way I do.
That little leprechaun. I always wanted to drop kick him, but never could.
So when I saw that he must be struggling beneath the surface, I sat right on top of where he would be to make sure that nobody else would see it.
And in conclusion, I think he died. The end.
I turn water into sand, I kill my enemy, the end.
By
Christ.
sitting over where he's coming up through the sand.
Okay, one more. This is going to be a good one. We're going to impress with this one. And I'm going to start. Yeah. And it's going to be a long sentence, just to help you out. It was a cold, dark night, and I was driving through the back roads in a forest, when suddenly my car began to splutter, and it died. Car, that is.
Is it my turn now?
Yes.
Just making sure. I got out of my car and made my way for the trunk. I pulled up my roadside kit and got to work. I dug and I finally found the flashlight I was looking for. The bulb was just about burnt out and nearly useless, but it would have to do. I made my way to the front of the car to check out the engine.
I heard a squeak as I popped the hood and lifted it. I stared at the engine, trying to figure out what was going on, when it suddenly occurred to me I knew nothing about cars.
It was at this time that I heard somebody pull up right behind me. It was strange because all the cars were going in the opposite direction, and yet this one somehow ended right behind me. I turned to greet the stranger, only to be blinded by their headlights.
I quickly thought to myself, this is trouble. I'm getting out of here. And I ran into the forest. I could hear the footsteps behind me. I was right. This was going to be bad. I kept running.
I thought I was a safe distance ahead, but he was catching up quickly. I really wasn't watching where I was going, and it was quite dark. I had maybe made it about 50 or 60 feet before dropping the flashlight entirely. I could hear it break on the ground below me. I kept running. And then I tripped. Everything went so fast and at the same time felt like slow motion. My heart was pounding in my chest and I felt like I needed to vomit. My adrenaline was coursing through my veins and I didn't know what to think. I was covered in mud and leaves, and he was standing right over the top of me.
Well, what do we have here? He said, looking down at me. I scrambled for anything that I could reach. A branch, a weed, anything that I could just hit him with. But I couldn't reach a thing. He stood over me and grabbed me by the shirt, lifting me up, and said, "My, do we have a pretty mouth, don't we?"
I couldn't see his face. It was completely concealed by shadows. I thought to myself that if I could even get a glimpse of him, that maybe I would have a chance. Maybe I would be able to recognize him. A stranger. Somebody who maybe gave me a weird look from earlier. But instead, I just saw eternal blackness. My heart pounded in my throat as I continued to try to back away.
I tripped. I tried to crawl backwards, faster, but he was approaching at an incredible speed. Suddenly he grabbed me by the ankle and started to drag me away. I don't know where he wanted to take me, but I screamed and screamed and screamed. Then all of a sudden,
That's where you're going to lead me into all of a sudden.
of course,
I heard a strange sound. I don't know how to describe it other than it sounded like gurgling. A death rattle, if you will. The sound of someone choking. It was absolutely disgusting. What really freaked me out was the sound was coming from him. He continued to drag me by my ankle at an unbelievable pace. I could feel the skin on my hands being ripped off as he dragged me over the branches and leaves and stones. I could feel that they were bleeding. The more I screamed and the more I struggled, the more I realized I was not getting away. By the time he had got me back to the side of the road, there were no cars there. Nothing. Just opaqueness. With the exception of the headlights of his truck that were still left on from earlier. And that was when I saw it.
He turned his head and looked at me. I suddenly saw it writhing out of his mouth. It was like a black snake. But it didn't quite look like a snake. It had no eyes, just a gaping mouth full of teeth. He dragged me to the back of his truck and threw me in with unbelievable force.
I was paralyzed with fear. I couldn't believe it. What was this creature going to do to me? Was he going to eat me? Was he going to drag me into a pit where I would never be seen again? What happened to me? It was in this moment I just found myself curling into a ball, just praying to God that this was just a nightmare. Because I knew if I tried to run again, not only would I not get away, but it would turn out even worse.
I heard the ignition start. I was trembling in fear. Then suddenly the car stalled. I heard him get out, come around, like he'd changed his mind. He opened the trunk again and dragged me out. Sorry. Started to drag me down the road again. To where? I cannot say. To where I cannot say. Was that lazy? Sorry.
I had no idea why he was doing this. In my head, it wasn't making sense. Why was he still dragging me? Why did he take me back out? What was he planning? And what was up with his face? It felt like a bad dream, but I knew it was real. The blood on my hands told me it was real. I just couldn't stop screaming. I felt like I was going to throw up. It was so bad. My adrenaline hadn't stopped pumping one bit since he'd grabbed me the first time. And then I realized something.
I realized that I was gonna die here. There was nothing I could do about it. It wouldn't matter how much I screamed, how much I kicked, how much I tried to fight back. There wasn't a single thing I could do. He dragged me to an old cabin and opened up a cellar door, tossing me inside before shutting the lid.
In that moment, as my eyes adjusted to the darkness, I noticed the small slivers of light that were creaking through. I tried my best to see what was around me. And I had to stifle a scream as I saw that there were rotting corpses surrounding me. The stench was overwhelming. I thought I was going to throw up, but I held it in.
I decided I wasn't going to waste my time screaming. I wasn't going to be a victim. I looked around. Suddenly I felt cold as logic began to dawn. Find something, break through the rotten wood, because it seemed to be some kind of old cabin. I found a shovel, which I thought was rather careless of my kidnapper to leave something down there, like a shovel. But then I thought to myself, maybe he was going to bury the corpses. Then I thought to myself, I don't really care. I need to get out of here. I grabbed the shovel and I started to very carefully and very quietly break open a crack, making it bigger and bigger. I could see freedom ahead.
I had barely broken through when I could hear him moving around again. I stopped what I was doing and I remained silent for a moment, just listening, trying to get my heart rate to slow down a bit, trying to keep focused. Now was not the time for me to make a mistake. Now was the time for me to be extra careful and cautious, calculating. I had to think. I had to wait. It started getting quieter, and I kept digging. I kept prying away. I kept going. I was exhausted, but somehow I found it in me to just keep going. I wanted to live. I didn't wish to be dead. Finally, I was able to make a large enough hole that I could squeeze my body through. And slowly, I inched my way out, as quietly as I could. I could see moonlight. And that was when I knew.
That I had hope. I squeezed through the opening and quickly looked around. I was looking for any way to get away from this place. To my left, woods. To the right, the cabin. And in front of me, a tree stump with an axe planted deep inside. Thinking quickly, I ran over and grabbed the axe. As I was trying to pull the axe from its case, I suddenly heard a rattling noise come from behind me. I spun around and saw.
A large black snake the size of a man. Except this was like no snake I've ever seen. Not only did it not have eyes, but that rattling sound, it wasn't coming from a rattle. It was its 3 tongues slapping against the roof of its mouth. I took the axe and I brought it close to myself. There was no way in hell that I was going to let this thing beat me. Not when I've come so far. So, I took a step back. I mentally prepared myself for what I was about to do, when suddenly,
It lunged at me, striking with deadly speed and force. I raised the axe as I dodged out of the way and decapitated it. Simple. Then I cooked it, I ate it, and I went home.
And it was the best snake I ever had.
do.
That was great. That was great. Puck, you didn't look impressed.
What? Happy Shadows, you don't believe it really happened?
Wait. I know why he doesn't believe it, because it had to end like this. So, creepy demon snake, let's not meet again.
Now
That's
I
totally
believe it
that's
really happened.
now it's Reddit ready, so it's gonna go right in like let's not meet. So that's a true story now.
Legit.
It's on Reddit. It's a Reddit. It has to be true.
Okay, but how long did you want the story to go on for? All night? It could have.
It totally could have.
Mhm.
We don't want it to.
As long as you keep saying, but then all of a sudden, but suddenly, and then I realized, and
Yeah,
then however,
even creepypastas end at some point.
something caught my eye.
I think we just lost all of our subscribers now.
No,
Come back, everybody.
it was a good story. It was a good end.
It was a good story. I enjoyed that.
I thought of making it his dad. It could have been worse.
Hello, son. Unleash your true form.
Something like that.
Join the dark side.
No, it's all for fun. It's not serious. Oh, Squirrelfish would listen again. He said 10 out of 10.
Thank you.
Thank you, Casual. I thought it was great too, especially the ending.
It's
Oh,
a
that was
Reddit.
fun.
It's a
No,
Reddit
that was
now.
great. No, let's not meet.
I mean, where were we going to go with it anyway?
It was either that or it's going to be like, and it was all a dream.
Yeah, or it consumed him and constricted him and ate him, and there was nowhere else
then-
to go, folks. I'm sorry.
And then somehow we still managed to write the story and post it.
Well, he could have become the snake person.
It has to start out with, I'm typing this from my computer right now, or my cell phone is about to die. I have 1 bar left, but I'm totally writing this. I'm writing this from my phone. So rather than calling the police or 911 or anything like that, while I still have this signal, I'm going to go to Reddit, log in, put my username and password in, go to the forum, come up with a really creative title, and then I'm going to post it.
That's kind of like, this horrible thing is really happening to me, guys. Please believe me. By the way, don't forget to comment and subscribe. Take that to tape.
And I'm going to reply to every comment. Thanks a lot. That's a great idea. I should do that.
Everybody's turning into Raggedy Anzy. Just puts little hearts next to her comments. Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you, Beside the Dying Fire. How are you? Thanks, Casual. Appreciate it.
Beside the Dying Fire is Beer Crawler approved.
You guys
Absolutely.
warmed my stitched up heart. You guys are great.
I thought we did. I thought it was the best pasta in a long time. It
On
had
the
that
spot,
fear-
absolutely.
Yeah, it had that fear factor. It had that sort of what's going to happen next kind of factor. Look at them. They're enthralled. They're all sitting there with their mouths hanging open, thinking, wow, they're all geniuses. That was genius. They love us. They really love us.
We should do this more often. We should totally just we should have like a couple sentence stories. Just go around, make videos about that.
I promise I won't be
That's
so
great.
lazy with the ending.
Oh, we need to bring back Tiny Timmy again.
Yes, we do.
Okay,
It
I
makes
don't
a Christmas
understand.
Carol all the more depressing.
Who is Tiny Timmy, by the way? I don't know this person. Is he a character?
He was the one
He
in
was in
our.
story 1. He was in story 1.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. It's kind of like.
He was in the sand.
Nemesis.
He was
I
in
heard
the sand. What?
going on about Tiny Timmy. I'm thinking,
What's
who's Tiny
happening?
Timmy?
What's happening?
I didn't hear that. Sorry. It's late here. It's 1:13 in the morning.
What's going on?
Yeah, it's kind of late, rather early morning here. Okay, so that's time. Okay, yeah, we'll have to bring Tiny Timmy back then. In that case,
He could have popped up in that story.
he could have.
I thought I had cut his face off, but then I realized something. It was him. Tiny Timmy. Back from the
Ravina
dead,
Lavina. Hello,
Back
my
from the
dear.
dead.
How are you?
still covered in sand.
Please, people, go check out Ravina's channel and Beside the Dying Fire. They're great.
Yeah, Raven
Really
Lavina,
lovely people too. Yeah,
she-
Ravina's there. Ravina
Wonderful.
Lavina.
She's very underrated. She needs a lot. She deserves a lot of love, I should say. She's fantastic.
Yeah. Beside the Dying Fire's got a voice you die for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So do check them out. They're lovely people as well. I haven't been
And
doing this long and they
shout out
really
to
welcomed me to the
Quipster
community.
channel as well.
Sorry? What's that? Mr. Quipster? Did you say something? Quips?
Oh no, where'd he go?
Can you hear me?
Oh, I
Now we
can,
got it.
yeah.
Okay.
I didn't catch what you said. What did you say? You said something.
I was saying to check out Happy Shadow's channel as well.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He has some pretty cool content, and I don't think that he's put the Avocado Man on there yet, though.
Oh no, have I not subscribed to him yet? I thought I have. Oh, I'm discovering something new every single day.
Yeah, I'm going to subscribe to. Quipster recommends. I will subscribe. And our recommendations as well, please, people.
Well, I guess that should be all for the night. We need to be closing things up. I think the ghost mummy needs to hit the sarcophagus. So.
No. We could continue that story if you want. We could actually do a sequel.
Oh, we're doing a
That's-
sequel right here, right now.
I'm joking. I'm joking. Unless you want to, I just wanted to scare you, Quipster.
If y'all want, then we can.
Oh, yeah. Raggedy makes it hard for me. You really make it hard for me, you know, to come after you. I was like, God.
Aw.
Okay, all right. Quick one. Very quick. We do a really quick one, and then we wrap it up. How does that sound?
It's gonna be a horror comedy here, so this could be terrible or wonderful. We're just gonna have to go with it.
Okay, so who started? Oh, Reaper, is that? Sorry. Crikey. Who's starting?
How about Fear started off this time?
You?
Fear
Okay.
Crawler.
Yes,
Okay,
Fear Crawler.
okay, wait a second. Is this the continuation of the story? Is Timmy going to show up?
No.
Something totally different.
Yeah, let's just do something different. And it's got to be very quick though, so we're not going to go in suddenly and you know.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Let's start this out. This happened to me back in 1994. I was working at the neighborhood Blockbuster Video. It was my summer job. This was back when VHS was a thing, if you can remember what that is. Most of you probably won't. But as I said, it was my summer job. The pay kind of sucked, but still I enjoyed it. We were open until midnight and it was getting kind of late. I was looking forward to closing, to be honest with you. There hadn't been anybody in for the past half an hour. I went back to reading my magazine when I heard the door chime.
That's when I saw this man walk in. I couldn't see his face. He was wearing a black hoodie with the hood over. He just kind of stood there for a few minutes, looking around. But there was just something off about him. The way he was standing, it didn't seem quite natural. He seemed to just kind of sway back and forth. He turned around and looked at me. I still couldn't make out any distinguishing features, though. After staring at each other for what seemed like an hour, but it was actually more like 5 minutes, he went towards the back of the store. I thought about telling him that we were going to be closing up soon, but I was a little bit skeptical if I should speak to this guy.
I gulped down my fear once I realized that I was the only one that was left. I put down my magazine and I started to walk from behind my usual seating arrangement, and I started to walk the rows. But the closer that I approached the back, I realized that I couldn't see him anymore. He just disappeared from his original spot. Curious, I continued to walk the rows. I went from comedy down to the documentaries. But with each row, I started to get even more nervous. In a desperate attempt, I actually managed to call out, "Sir, we'll be closing very shortly. Is there anything I can help you with?"
There was no answer. I looked around, confused. Suddenly I noticed a drop in temperature. And then I spied him right across the way at the checkout. He was standing there, looking a little dodgy. I approached him cautiously. He was backing me. The closer I got to him, the colder it seemed to become. I shivered. The lights flickered overhead. I called out again to him, "Sir, we're closing." He ignored me, standing there hunched. I reached out and tapped his shoulder.
And yet he remained motionless. A normal person at this point would probably turn around and ask if I needed something, or at least give me some sort of response, but he said nothing. He didn't even move, not even the slightest bit. I thought maybe he was drunk or on drugs or something. But since he was at this point probably a customer, I stepped around the counter and stood in front of him. He had one hand on the counter and the other one was kind of hidden. I couldn't tell if he had it in his pocket or what he was doing, but he seemed to be kind of shuffling about, like he was reaching for something. The first thing in my head was, maybe it's a gun or a knife. It was around closing time, so naturally I was worried I was about to be robbed. Imagine my relief when he put a copy of the film Caddyshack on the counter, as well as Cool Runnings, which at that time was the new release. Good choice.
I told him that would be $5.99, and proceeded to ring him up. I still felt a little bit odd about the whole situation, though, so I kept looking at him out of the corner of my eye. Just watched as he just swayed back and forth, waiting on me to finish. I don't know what it was, but it was hypnotizing. I started to feel lightheaded, and everything became dark.
When I finally came to, I felt like there was something soft beneath me. I wasn't fully ready to open my eyes quite yet until I realized what was happening. Till I remembered the stranger that was in Blockbuster. I opened my eyes to be surrounded by complete darkness. There were some little white stripes up in the ceiling. Other than that, everything was black. My senses were completely numb. I started to panic, and yet I felt like I couldn't move at all.
I stared at the grids. Feeling began to creep back into my prone body. I stood, finally shakily, and looked around. It was very dark, but I could just about make out a shadowy figure. I think it was him. I slowly made my way around the counter. I slowly made my way away from him. He began to slowly follow me. I inched my way carefully down the rows of videos. He proceeded to come towards me. The lights flickered. I prayed it had just been a power out. The power had just gone out, electricity or whatever. And then I saw a flash, and I saw his face as the light flickered. It was horrible. He looked like a demon of some sort. It flickered again, and his face was in shadow. I prayed to God. I prayed like I'd never prayed before. I knew I was standing in the presence of evil. I moved further away, tripping over, I don't know, stuff I'd left in the way, I guess. He continued to inch his way towards me. I then turned and ran. Running again.
I hadn't made it very far when I felt cold pressure on my shoulder. I want to say it was his hand that grabbed me, but it didn't feel like fingers. It didn't even feel like flesh. I don't know how to describe it. It was just a cold sensation of pressure. But it felt absolutely disgusting. At that moment, I was completely frozen. I don't mean like the feeling you get during fight or flight when you're panicking. I mean actually literally frozen. I could not move. I tried to shut my eyes, but he slowly worked his way around me, putting his face just a few centimeters away from mine. I didn't want to look, but it was like he was forcing me to, like he wanted me to see what he was showing me. And it wasn't a face. It wasn't a face at all. It was evil. It was dark. It was violent. It looked like hell, only 10 times worse. I guess that's the best way I can describe it. His face looked like absolute abyss. The closer he got, the worse it changed. The images constantly shifting from one to the next. I couldn't keep track of them all. Not that I'd want to remember anyway. And where his mouth should have been, it looked like he was trying to form words, but all that came out was a hiss. And then when I shut my eyes, it happened.
I fell to the ground with a thud. I tried opening my eyes, but I couldn't. I couldn't open my eyes. I couldn't move. Come to think of it, I couldn't feel anything. Until I felt his grasp on me again. That cold, sickening grasp. It felt like it was reaching down straight to my heart. And just as I felt like I was going to freeze to death, I began to float. I was looking down on myself. I was looking down on this creature, whatever it was. I tried to scream. I tried to yell for help, but I couldn't. All I could do was watch as he stuck his hand into my chest and grabbed my beating heart.
Wow. It's deep.
As I felt him rip it out, an utter disbelief washed over me. Admittedly, out of all the ways I thought I was going to die, this was definitely not one of them. And as I began to surrender myself to death, I began to feel something strange. Stranger than usual, of course. Dry. It no longer felt cold like I thought I would, after losing so much blood. I felt hot. I was on fire. I continued to stare at this creature. I realized that I was not going to black out. I was going to continue to endure this madness. I had no idea of what he was doing to me. This was completely beyond the realm of possibility. But yet, here I was. And I thought any minute I was going to be set on fire. But then, I stared right into the middle of this creature. And I saw something I thought I would never see.
I saw myself, a reflection of myself. As I stared into its eyes, I saw worlds. And then I saw my life flashing before my eyes. I saw myself being born. I saw myself living, growing. I saw my mother, my father. I saw myself as I am now. And then I saw myself as an old man. And I saw my death.
I was still going.
Matt, we can end it there.
Oh no, I had a great. I was gonna end it.
Go on then.
I wasn't gonna say let's not meet either.
Well,
And then I heard a voice. Timmy sent me.
Timmy said,
And that was when I heard the voice say, "It's Timmy." Back. And that was when I spit out the sand.
I was hoping that somebody would go that route.
It was totally going that route.
Okay, that was great. That was great. That was good stuff.
We brought back Tiny Timmy, guys. Are you guys happy?
He will not die. He cannot be
Hashtag Tiny
killed.
Timmy immortal.
Cannot be killed.
Mm-mm.
Okay, you know what? We got to meet up again and do this again sometime. I really do like these stories. I do.
This was a lot of fun.
It is. It was fun, actually.
Whew. All right, you're probably exhausted at this point.
I just want to say congratulations, Quipster. 100
Thank you,
well-deserved subs. You are awesome. You are great. You're a genius, actually. I actually live for your skits, I must admit. You deserve it. Congratulations. I love
your skits make my life, Quipster. No, you guys are amazing, especially you, Quipster, since you are the man of the hour, as Ghost Mummy has said. And so, just want to say it's an honor to be on here, and it's an honor to be a part of your show, your 100 subscriber special. And yes, your skits do make my life. I think I've told you that 1,000 times. Never stop. I love them. So,
Oh, Quippy, I want to give you a big hug. Look at your cute little demon face. Oh.
You do not know this, but I am reaching my arms out at the camera and just sort of like pretending to hug you. Oh.
Well, thank you all for joining me. Oh, and Fear Crawler's over here wiping a tear away.
That was. I'm sorry. That was just beautiful. So I need a minute.
Minutes. Okay.
Having you all on my channel tonight. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
We had a great time, Quipster.
And all the peeps that came to watch us and listen to our stories. Thank you so much.
Yep, you guys are awesome.
Yeah, thanks for the subs. We appreciate. We really do. Thank you very much.
Yes. Thank you all. I mean, there wouldn't